It all began on a beautiful Saturday morning. I just woke up. My husband was right next to me as I woke up to begin making breakfast for my family. Not long after making breakfast, I called on my family to eat. I have one son and one daughter. My son was 11 years old, while my daughter was 8 years old. They always love to play around and insult each other, and I always make sure to break it up before things get too crazy. Then I head outside to water my beautiful plants. As I walk out, my young and full of life home feels like a heavenly wonderland. I went to my plants and began watering them when I noticed across from the home was a massive forest, which was a part of the new Super Trail Park. And every day at 7:30 a.m., I would see a strange man in a blue suit, a blue fedora, and he would always plant seeds. I always wanted to talk to him, but as soon as I would wave to him, he would just vanish, like he was never there in the first place. And he doesn't just come at 7:30 a.m. One time, when I was there in my daughter's toy room, I saw him again planting more and more seeds all over the place. I would tell my husband about him, but he wouldn't even care. He said that he was too busy with work. He told me not to worry about it, but I kept thinking, why is he planting? Why right there? Is it for the Super Light Park? Sometimes I wish I never moved here. You see, me and my husband met before World War II, but he fought during the war, and we lived in a small apartment in downtown St. Louis. It was always a lovely there, but when the war was over, we had our first son. We decided to move somewhere far away from people who constantly talked about war, because my husband still had a fear of war since then. Anyway, my daughter met this young boy when she was 6, and his name was Georgie. He was a nice fun boy who always go on adventures with her. There was a spot I hated them going to, which they called their special spot. It was a ladder in the middle of the woods which would lead to the very top of the trees, which they said gave them an amazing view of the skylight. I never trusted them going there. What if they got hurt, fell, or worse, get lured away and never to be seen again? If only I listened to her. You see, my daughter was born with schizophrenia, so thanks to that, she has always had a wild imagination, which is the reason why she has so many toys like Change a Face Clown game. She always loved that game. But one day, when they went to the special spot, she started screaming at me. She explained the man in blue randomly showed up and demanded her and Georgie's help. I thought she was dealing with her schizophrenia again, so I assumed it was not a big deal. But I was surprised when she said a strange man in blue, just like the man I saw planting seeds every day. And then, one day, she vanished. My son ran towards and told me that she left her room and hadn't come back yet the next morning. If I am going to be honest, my son was like an older brother who despised their young siblings. He would always bully her and take her toys away and barely cared about her until he noticed that she was gone. Me and my husband called the police and demanded an investigation what was going on. Where's my baby? Did something happen to her? Did they lose or get taken away? It was like my worst nightmare coming to life, and yet the strange man in blue was still planting seeds. They would look for her for months, no traces where she could be yet. He was always there, watching, planting, every single day. One day I had a nightmare of her being taken away from my arms by the man in blue. I chased after him in the darkness, but eventually I lost him, and all I could hear was my baby crying as it was stabbed until it stopped screaming. And then the man planted a seed, my baby's corpse, turning it into a plant which appeared to be a flower with a white empty eye. Then I woke up and finally had enough, so I approached the man in blue. Hey, excuse me, sir. I always see you planting seeds over there. What are they?
Oh, I'm just planting plants like pollen flowers.
What type of flowers? Like roses, dandelion, daisies?
Oh, I am planting a special kind of plant.
Oh, really? What is the name of it?
I would call it a plant to save the world.
Really? How will it save the world?
Oh, trust me, ma'am. You will see.
And then he walks away without even giving me his name. Besides that, our entire family since my daughter's disappearance has not been the same. My husband always comes back alcoholic drunk, which eats up me and my son. And my son keeps fighting back, hating him, blaming him for everything on my husband. One day, I found him crying. Why are you crying, sweetie?
Mom, why does Dad beat me? I didn't know she would leave.
Then he shows me all the hits and the whips he got from his back as they were bleeding. I was shocked. I can't believe my son had to deal with this as well. Look, sweetie, when grown-ups feel bad, sometimes they take it out on other people because they have it all bottled up. Look, sweetie, I will get you some candy to make you feel better, okay?
Okay.
I was forced to giving him a lot of pain medication, which had a side effect of memory loss. I know it's a terrible thing to do, give your son drugs, but what can I do? My son and I get beat up every day, so it's really wrong for me to make him forget. Sometimes I wonder if that decision really was the right decision. The next day I saw the strange man in blue again. I went up to him. Hey, mister, have you seen my daughter? She went missing a couple months ago. She's 8 years old, looks super cute, and is really hyper with black hair.
I have no idea, ma'am.
Are you sure? Because you're here every day, and almost every hour. I'm sure you would see her.
Listen here. I have no idea where your daughter is, and that is final.
Why are you being so hostile about this? I'm just asking.
You're trying to accuse me of something I didn't do. Now I bid you adieu.
I could tell he was hiding something. He definitely knows about the whereabouts of my baby, and I'm not gonna give up until I find my baby. So I decided to follow him around, planted his last seed at 5 p.m. He traveled for a while, found an area of trees, and I saw a weird symbol in the middle, and two men, and one in blue and one in orange. Quickly took my camera and took a photo of the place, and went back to my house. Whenever I walked inside, I used to get a hug and I love you from my daughter. But now, I just get beat up with a whip for one small thing wrong. I barely feel like I have a soul. The only thing keeping me going is finding my daughter and giving her one. More hug. Anyway, the next day, after making breakfast for the last time, I went outside and confronted the strange man in blue. Hello, mister. Where is my daughter?
Like I said before, I don't know, honestly.
Then how about you explain this? I showed him a picture. Then he gave me the most shocked face I've ever seen. Then he starts to smile.
I didn't know you were the nosy type, because I hate girls like you.
Where is my daughter?
Have you ever heard of a hallway?
I have seen a hallway before.
Well then, wait until exactly midnight in the middle of your hallway for 30 minutes. Stay there with all lights in the house off, and then you might see her. That is all I can say.
Then he walks away, but now I was confused. Why does he want me to wait 30 minutes in the hallway? Why does he want me to turn off all the lights? Is this a trap? A hoax? But as long as I can see my baby girl again, I will do it. So I waited at midnight, turned off all the lights, and waited 30 minutes in my hallway. Honestly, I was so tired and desperately wanted to sleep, until I opened my eyes and see my daughter sticking her head out the door. And I quickly saw a new hallway I've never seen before. That was a part of our house. I quickly looked around and made sure I wasn't dreaming. I quickly ran towards the spot, towards my daughter, and opened the door to find myself where the special spot was, and I saw the strange man in blue, the strange man in orange. The blue man said,
Hello there, Cary. Welcome to the special spot.
how did I get here? That hallway was never here before.
Well, you followed directions well enough that it worked. Now then, you said you wanted to see your daughter, right?
Oh yes, more than anything in the world.
What if she looks a little different than before?
I don't care as long as I can see my baby. Then the orange man said.
Be careful for what you wish for.
Then they pull the curtains and my face goes from happy to the most horrified face in the world. I see a dark tall figure with white eyes, sharp teeth staring me at me down. What is that thing?
What do you mean, Miss Caswell? This is your daughter.
No, 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 no. No, that can't be real. I'm going insane. That thing can't be my daughter. My loving, innocent baby. What have you monsters done to her?
What do you mean? Are you not proud of what you see? Your daughter is one of the first people who will help me save the world.
You're an insane bastard! Then the orange interprets the conversation.
Listen, let him explain.
Then the man in blue starts talking.
You see, Cary, on March 10, 1982, the solar system will line all together, which will cause a destruction of balance in the solar system, leading to planets falling apart. Billions upon billions of people will be dead. And you see, Cary, we at the Oculus organization wants to stop that from happening. So we found a monster, which one day will be big enough to move planets. And this way, they don't align and everything in the world will be saved. But it does require a little bit of human sacrifice.
So you bastards sacrificed my daughter for your insane cult theories?
It's not my fault their parents didn't teach about stranger danger. Besides, it doesn't matter. Your daughter's body and conscience are forever gone.
No, please, I will do anything to say something to her. The orange man said.
Do you fully mean what you say?
Yes, I will do anything.
Abbott, what do you think? In that case, Alexander, set up the room. We will let you go in there and say goodbye to your daughter one final time. But after that, your soul will be used for research.
So I am basically selling my soul to see my daughter?
Yes. And so, what would be your choice then?
After a while of thinking, I realized, is this truly my daughter? Do I want to live knowing that the rest of her life will be a mindless monster? Or at least give her the chance of a new life? Because the life we have now is not love. It's only pain and suffocating. And I don't want my daughter to be beat up every day like my son and I. So I decided on a deal. How about we make a deal? Suddenly the Boo Man said,
Deal.
I will be the soul you can research on. And in exchange, you give my daughter and Georgie a conscience so they can live their lives and think what they want to do. Then the man in blue starts to smile once again, and then he does an evil laugh and agrees with my deal.
Of course. We'll go with your deal.
I then proceed to go to into a room where it's just me and my daughter Casey, my beautiful sweet baby girl, now turned into a monster. But even then, I didn't care. I began breaking down in tears and hugged the monster. I didn't care what she was, whether it was a little girl or a monster, I will always love her. So, tears running down my face, I quickly ran towards Casey and hugged her. Don't worry, sweetie. Everything will be alright, I promise. And one day we'll be together again. It'll be happy together, walking towards the sunrise, up the clouds. But we need you, Casey, to help us do it. I love you, sweetie. Imagine birthing and raising a beautiful baby girl, and for the same thing to slaughter you, eat you into shreds, and end your life. But throughout all the pain, I didn't scream, because I wasn't afraid of dying. If there would be hope, I hope that one day this will end, and maybe one day it will. But for now, I wait here, in this program, waiting to be found.